So with the way that The Last of Us One in ended, I'm saying The Last of Us One because pretty much we know there's gonna be a Last of Us Two, but because of the fact that pretty much everybody has already played the first Last of Us game, so I have to say The Last of Us One because pretty much they're already going into production on creating the base of The Last of Us Two. It's been given away. They aren't just working on Uncharted 4. I know that as a fact. For anybody who think that Naughty Dog is just working on Uncharted 4, you gotta be completely insane. Why? What's gonna happen? What are they gonna what? Just now start working on The Last of Us 2 when after Uncharted 4 release? No, no. They're starting the early stages of The Last of Us 2. These developers know what they're doing. They're working on Uncharted 4, but at the same time, Uncharted 4 is already kind of built. Right now, they're just polishing everything. They're making sure everything is straight before it releases next year. But everything's good for Uncharted 4. They're starting the early stages on The Last of Us 2. Neil Druckmann knows what he meant when he said he was stuck between a really good rock and a excellent hard place. He said he moved over from, The Last of Us 2 to Uncharted 4 when he was asked to, come work on Uncharted 4. He said him and his team were really kind of working on the early stages of The Last of Us 2, with new characters, not with Ellie and Joel, ideas of a sci-fi game or ideas of a fantasy game. And he said they were building prototypes for each one of those ideas. So automatically, when that comes to mind, he's not just gonna drop everything and go work on Uncharted 4. That would be stupid of him. Of course, he's still working on The Last of Us 2. Of course, he's still got he's working on ideas and they're building the early stages of The Last of Us 2. Of course, they're doing that. He's not just gonna drop a whole project just because he has to work on another one. When you're in a business, um, when you're in a company and the boss comes and asks you, "Hey, fill out those papers," does that automatically mean the papers you already filling out, you gotta just drop those? You can't finish those papers. You can't work on those papers. You cannot finish signing those papers or process them and send them off. You can't do none of that. You just drop those papers, the paperwork you're working on, and you work on a whole new paperwork. No, because your boss is gonna come back and he's gonna be like, "Okay, what happened to the other paperwork that you were already working on?" You have to do two projects at once. You have to do multiple projects at once. That's what comes with working in a business such as the gaming industry. When the team you're working with decides to develop multiple games, you have to take that responsibility to get those multiple games done. You can't just drop one game just because you're really focusing hard on the other one and trying to focus on getting this one out. Then you're gonna work on the project that you were previously working. No, 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 no. You're not gonna do that. You're not. So this whole internet shock that there was gonna be a Last of Us 2. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. A lot of y'all just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how can y'all be shocked over a game that was commercially successful. Like The Last of Us was a new IP, something Naughty Dog worked on this, well, pretty much last generation. But I'm just gonna say this generation because Last of Us came out in 2013. That was right, like literally months before the PlayStation 4 release. So it's like they worked on a new IP this generation. So of course, if it's successful enough, they're gonna make a sequel to it because it's a new IP. They're building a base for The Last of Us. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a Last of Us 2, a Last of Us 3, and maybe even a Last of Us 4. And the Last of Us 4 probably is gonna end because Naughty Dog don't like to really work on games for long periods of time and just keep building sequels and sequels and sequels. They like to move on. Once they move on from the game, they're done. Okay, so I feel like yeah, Last was gonna be a good franchise. I believe it's gonna have at least three more sequels, and that's probably what's gonna end it. So I don't know. If y'all like the video, hit the like button below. Dislike it, hit the dislike button. Comment. Doesn't matter to me. I'm out of here. Peace.